welcome you here this evening. Aleh is a wonderful organisation that provides care and support to over 750 children and young adults with severe disabilities. Aleh has 4 residential homes in Israel: Gedera, Bnei Barak, the Negev, and of course here in Jerusalem. The purpose of our committee is twofold. Primarily, and of course most importantly, is to raise much needed funds for this vital organisation. In addition, we run a number of events which not only raise money, but also communicate Aleh's activities to a broader audience. A special thanks to our anonymous sponsors this evening, and also to Dov and Larit and Aleh staff for supporting the committee for this week's event. We are most grateful that Candy and Yoni Lipschitz from Evan Shmuel are with us this evening. Candy and Yoni made Aliyah 2 years ago from South Africa with their 6 beautiful children. 2 of their children, Dina and Kayla, are residents of the Aleh home in Gedera. Yoni has agreed to say a few words about his own personal experience of Aleh. And finally, thank you to all of you for being here this evening, and we do hope that you have an enjoyable evening. Please give a warm welcome to Yoni.
Erev Tov, everybody. It's amazing to see such a full hall of people coming to support Aleh, an organization that does amazing work. And tonight I'm going to share with you my personal story and my connection to Aleh. I'm going to start off with a poem. I am often asked to describe the experience of raising a child with a disability, to try to help people who have not shared this unique experience to understand it, to imagine it, to see how it feels. When you're going to have a baby, it's like planning a vacation trip to Italy. You grab a bunch of travel guides, you make your wonderful plans. I'm going to go to the Colosseum, Michelangelo, gondolas. You learn some phrases in Italian, all very exciting. After months of eager anticipation, you pack your bags, off you go, you get onto an aeroplane, and as you're about to land, the stewardess gets over the intercom and says, "Welcome to Holland." Holland? What do you mean Holland? I signed up for Italy. I'm supposed to be in Italy. All my life I've dreamed of going to Italy. But there's been a change in the flight plan. You've landed in Holland, and there you must stay. The important thing is, they haven't taken you to a place that's horrible, disgusting, filthy, full of pestilence, famine, disease. It's just a different place. So you must go and buy new guidebooks, learn a whole new language, meet a whole new group of other people that you possibly would never have met. It's a different place, much slower than Italy, less flashy than Italy. While you take a moment to catch your breath, you look around and you see everything Holland has to offer. The windmills, the tulips, the Rembrandts. But everybody you know is busy going from Italy. They'll be bragging about their trips to Italy. And for the rest of your life, you'll say, "Yes, I was supposed to go to Italy. That's what I had planned." And the pain of that will never, ever go away. Because the loss of a dream is a very significant loss. But if you spend your life mourning the fact that you didn't go to Italy, you may never ever get to enjoy the very, very special things that Holland has to offer. I was 22 years old when my daughter Dina was born. It was supposed to be an extremely memorable, exciting part of my life. I come from 4 brothers. My late father had only brothers, and we had a daughter. I was the first of my siblings to have children, and here we go, a girl in the Lipschitz family. Everybody was so excited. But life took on a very different direction. Dina was born with a syndrome, the Joubert syndrome, an extremely rare syndrome. The initial years were full of confusion, the unknown, diagnoses, prognoses. How would we cope with Dina? How would we cope with Yehuda, who at that stage was our eldest? This was not supposed to be happening. This was not part of the plan. 3 years later, we had another child, again a daughter. We named her Kayla. And unbeknown to us, she was born with the same syndrome. These years were emotionally challenging, physically challenging, trying to balance the needs of our 4 other children, and Dina and Kayla was absolutely, you can't understand. It was difficult. It took all our energy away. I'll give you an example. One night, my wife and I were so exhausted from being up at night with the 2 girls because they didn't sleep at night. We both fell asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we woke up the next morning to find Kayla wedged between her bed and the windowsill and fast asleep there. Our life in South Africa was wonderful. I was a community leader. My wife was a community leader. We had brilliant jobs, brilliant careers, beautiful house, wonderful community, supportive families. But as Jews, we wanted to live in Israel. But we knew that this was probably impossible for us, having Dina and Kayla with their special needs. Our number 1 priority was always the safety and the happiness of our children. All 6 of our children. 3 years ago, I was in a rabbinic conference with all South African rabbis in Israel, and my wife had joined me to get some respite. She had been in hospital with Kayla for 3 months, various conditions of kidney failure, and she just needed a break. And I said, Candy, come with me. Come with me to the conference, come have a break. During this trip, we discovered Aleh. By accident, it was the hand of Kadosh Baruch Hu. The warmth, the attention, the care that Aleh gives to every single person under their care is unbelievable. We have never seen anything like this before. At that very moment, my wife and I decided we are packing up and coming to Israel. Making Aliyah with 6 kids is very difficult. Making Aliyah with 6 kids and 2 of them with special needs is another story. South Africa is 6,000 miles from Israel, almost a 9-hour flight. We boarded the El Al flight one Motzei Shabbat. We were boarded first. Everything was going well and great and looked like it was smooth, until the plane took off and all hell broke out. It was the worst flight I have ever taken in my life. I am scarred for life from it, and I'm sure every passenger on that flight will agree with me they were scarred too. Thank God the El Al staff was amazing, and we landed after a flight that felt like 1,000 hours in Israel in Ben Gurion Airport, and we went straight to Aleh. When we arrived at Aleh Gedera, the staff were waiting for us. They immediately saw what needed to be done. They took Dina to be examined by the doctors and the nurses, while they took Kayla to be washed, cleaned, changed, and fed. Immediately after Dina was examined, they swapped Dina with Kayla, examined her, and cleaned Dina up. Within 30 minutes to an hour, they said to us, go home. I said, are you crazy? You don't know these children. They're just exhausted. They're going to give you a big trouble. What do you mean go home? They said, go home. We'll see you in a few days. They said to me, I see Kayla has a wheelchair. Yes, she has a wheelchair. She needs it. They said, take it home with you. I said, no. You don't need it, but in an hour you may need it. They said, take it. She can walk. I said, she cannot walk on her own. Take the wheelchair. I said, should I keep it at home and bring it back? They said, get rid of it. I said, okay, just met the kids, okay, but I'll do it. Took the wheelchair home and put it away. I didn't get rid of it. So I'm thought that I'd get a phone call a few hours later. Today, Kayla does not need the wheelchair, and it's only 2.5 years later. She does not need her wheelchair. She came to Aleh extremely overweight and ill. Today, she is thin, trim, slim, and fit. She feeds herself. She is independent. She is an amazing child. My daughter Dina is content. She's happy. She used to bite her hand out of fear and stress. She stopped doing that since coming to Aleh. These are our stories, and these are the true stories. When it says, Aleh, all people, no limits, they really mean it. And I'll add an extra thing. Aleh does not see disability. They see potential. Well, in South Africa, we may have given up our careers, my rabbinic post, our wonderful life, security and family. My wife and I work to raise awareness for disability around the world. We have never seen a place such as Aleh. The way they look after the children, the way they love, they care, they push. Aleh can be very proud of the work they do, the excellent work they do. So even for us parents who were supposed to go to Italy, but who landed up in Holland, Aleh is a Holland that's even more beautiful than Italy. And for that, we are very thankful.
Aleh is Israel's network of care for children with severe complex disabilities. With 4 residential facilities and special education schools located in Jerusalem, Bnei Brak, Gedera, and the Negev, Aleh helps children who were once deemed incapable of performing basic tasks learn how to walk, communicate, play, and feed themselves. Aleh's professional staff and dedicated volunteers provide nearly 1,000 children across Israel with high-level medical and rehabilitative care and educational enrichment, helping them realize their fullest potentials and live a high-quality and fulfilling life. Aleh works tirelessly to develop new frameworks for special education and disability care and inclusion. Some of our goals goals for the coming year include completion of the special education school in B'nai Brak, building a rehabilitation hospital in the south, integrating Aleh's children into the community, recruiting and retaining quality manpower at all Aleh centers, maximizing rehabilitation technology, and enlarging the care infrastructure for the community's children. Join Aleh to help provide Israel's children with severe complex disabilities with comprehensive support from infancy and childhood through adulthood. To learn more about Aleh and to donate, please visit www.aleh.org.
We are delighted to welcome this evening our guest speakers